What is gVets PDX?
Well, gVets is a group of veterans and allies that work together to provide a place where people can give back to the veteran community, support our military families within Genentech, and also in our community.
So gVets Portland is the Portland chapter of Genentech's Veterans Group, DNA Veterans Group. We're a group that looks to provide a collaborative, inclusive environment supporting veterans and those who support veterans as well. A lot of that is done through education, mentorship, volunteer opportunities, ways to engage and learn things about veterans in that community.
Who can join? Is it vets only?
No. Yeah, definitely not. Everyone is invited. Anyone that wants to be an ally of vets and veteran programs. It actually works a lot better when you have a mix of people that aren't veterans, just because it gives another view.
If you come and you support and you learn, then as far as I'm concerned, you're a part of our family.
No, anyone and everyone could be a part of gVets. We are open to family members, allies, veterans. What we have found is that most people have a connection and they might not even know.
Anybody can be a part of Genentech's Veterans Group. I myself am not a veteran, and I'm the treasurer of our group. It's open to all Genentech employees, full-time, part-time, contractor. You just have to have a willingness to engage and learn and be a part of this wider organization.
Everyone's welcome, as long as you care and are trying to understand, their journey and how their needs as an employee and coworker might be different, how we might support the brothers and sisters that are currently in the military.
Why did you join gVets?
For a couple of reasons. One, I've just really liked, I had heard of gVets before when I was working in San Francisco, and it just seemed like a really good program for, vets to help out other vets, especially incoming vets, coming in from the military or from college that are looking to start with Genentech. I just thought it was just a really good, I just wish that I had more access to it when I was in San Francisco. So, I felt like being a leader in gVets, it would help me, be a leader outside of gVets. That was one of the bigger things, just being able to take on more responsibility.
Yeah, so I joined gVets for multiple reasons. The main one was my grandpa specifically, but the many brave men in my family, my friends, my now peers at work have just inspired me to want to raise my hand to be a part of gVets and being an ally. So my late grandfather served in the 735th Tank Battalion and stormed the beaches of Normandy in 1944. Wow. And just want to honor that experience.
As I mentioned, I am not a veteran, but I do have a really healthy respect and admiration for the men and women who serve in our military. I have many family members and friends who have served or are currently serving, and I really appreciate the respect the sacrifice that they've gone through. So I think it's important that we support those individuals and that we do what we can to learn through their journeys, their experiences, and create a place, an environment that is inclusive of that type of person and individual. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. And for me, it was important to ensure that we're pulling ourselves together to further the goal of Genentech Veterans Group. And so I wanted to take a more active role in that versus a passive role. And I thought a great way would be to join the Genentech Veterans Group leadership team here in Portland as we're getting it kicked off.
Because the veterans, it covers such a broad swath of our society. A lot of different types of people, all different backgrounds, ethnicities, cultures, beliefs, all come together in this kind of melting pot, really, even more so in a lot of different ways than the broader civilian community. So we're forced to live together, eat together, work together in the military, and that connection is really strong. So I miss that community, I miss that connection. So finding a group with like-minded people who care, people who think that veteran issues are important, people who value veterans, the military, and the sacrifice they make, and just people who love America, who want to find a community.
I don't think a lot of people look at this as a development opportunity as much, which it definitely is. You'll be doing project management work if you're in this core LT. You'll be, doing budgeting if you're the treasurer. You'll be doing budget requests, potentially working with contracts if you're the business partner, outreach officer, or the treasurer. So there's a lot of unique business skills that you can learn and develop here in this role, and leadership skills as well. So,
yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of a personal connection as well. I think all of us do if we open our eyes a little bit. My grandfather was in the Army. My dad, an Army brat, and he raised us as if we were. And I've always felt like I've been a part of it. My brother-in-law was in the Army, was deployed. He's, a wounded warrior himself, a veteran in Wisconsin, and watching him and his journey and just seeing the sacrifices that he's made has been really important to me, to do everything I can to try to stay connected, make sure that others that have also given that kind of commitment are supported as much as possible. I just really feel like it's the least we can do.
Any favorite moments from gVets PDX first year?
Yeah, so far, all events have been awesome in gVets. My by far favorite was working with Transition Project in late 2020. They are an amazing organization that works with the homeless vets within Portland. They also assist their families. And so they are helping them with finding shelter, with helping them figure out jobs and finding clothes to go to interviews.
My favorite moment was I think the moment that we were founded in April 2020. We had to get together at least 10 people who would raise their hand and say, hey, I'm a member of gVets Portland. And then we also had to find 5 people who were willing to do the work, and found the group. So just having people who raised their hands in the first place showed me there are people who I work with who do care, who are passionate, who will do the work, even though maybe it's on top of your day job. So that's just a beautiful thing, and it's helped me to kind of connect with a lot of my coworkers.
But what makes it unique about gVets is the stories of the real human experiences that have been shared. It's beautiful, and it does take trust and vulnerability for people to spit some of that stuff out.
What are your hopes for the future of gVets PDX?
I'm really looking forward to partnering with South City and especially Hillsborough right down the road to give back. And if we partner together, I think we'll be stronger. I also am excited to see our team grow and more people within the Portland office want to be a part of gVets.
If we're going to be in this community, we need to support the community by, hiring and making sure that, that we're here to leave this place even better than when we found it.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest hope is to be able to connect in person, right? Like being able to connect with our membership, our extended membership, as well as our communities. I think there's a lot of passion around helping people in our community, within our company in general, but especially within our group. So
my hopes for the future of gVets Portland, really, I just want to see the group grow. Also, I would love to see more connections with our local education system. There's an opportunity, I think, for us to sponsor events.
And there's been a lot of things that have gotten in our way, in particular over the last year and a half. We can't meet together, and we have not been able to go out and set up a booth at a trade show or at a college fair, to be able to tell this part of the story at Genentech. And those things, I think, have hampered us quite a bit. But I think there's a lot of room still to do more with Hillsborough. I think because of their journey and the difficulty they've had in operating in a COVID situation where their business continuity folks, there's a stress out there that I think they've had to just kind of hold up. But I'm looking forward to that relaxing and coming back together. And now the new Hillsborough site opening up very recently will promise to bring another few hundred employees, of which there are certain to be more veterans. So
yeah,
the sky's the limit, but I would just encourage us, to be patient and take it as it comes a bit.
How has gVets PDX impacted you?
So being a part of the leadership team of gVets has changed my life tremendously, both at home and at work. It changes the way I look at people, the way I look at conversations that I have, which is awesome.
Positive is like, it definitely has given me a platform to be able to show that I can be a leader. It's given me a platform to be able to, express my military background and how that can, be very useful. And negatively, I think the only negative part that where it was a kind of tug of war is just getting leadership sometimes to kind of see that what we're doing can have an impact to our regular job and not just look at it as extracurricular.
Hopefully that is something that we're going to change. The new CDO guidance is that DE&I work, DNA group work is no longer extracurricular. It is now considered a core part of our expectations for being good employees. Being a part of gVets Portland leadership and just the group itself has impacted my life and my work massively. My quality of life has shot up massively since I've been able to participate with gVets. It gives me something deep, meaningful, really fulfilling, and it's officially sponsored. I feel heard, I feel seen, I feel that veterans are important to Genentech, and that's the point of this group. It's the point of all the DNA groups. So I really can't speak highly enough of being a part of a core leadership team on a DNA group.
Yeah, it's definitely a double-sided coin there. There is work that has to be done. It is a commitment, but I do think that it pays off many times in many different ways. It pays off professionally. It also pays off on that personal level.
There's not a lot of clarity on how you have to do anything, so that can be paralyzing sometimes. But the other side of that coin is there is money. You are a decider and a leader. You get to make those choices, and the range of decisions is broad. There's a lot of stuff you can do. The ways to connect to the community through veteran work is boundless. It's being able to accomplish important work with people you care about. That those two things will be embedded in any of the solutions that we have. And so to me, that's it. That's what we're supposed to do here. And so this is a great place to do so.